without beginning, de created source from which all things would spring. In the vast, silent expanse of no existence, his presence was absolute, a singularity of purpose in power. Then, with a single command of unimaginable force, he spoke into the void, "Let there be light." The silence was shattered as a radiant wave burst forth, flooding the cosmos with brilliance. The heavens unfold like a scroll, in the earth coalesced a formless planet, shrouded in darkness, in water. God saw the light, separating each from the darkness, he declared it good. This was merely the first stroke of his masterpiece. His work continued, each act deliberate and purposeful, building toward a final, breathtaking climax. When the moment arrived for his crowning achievement, his voice rang out once more, a proclamation of infinite consequence. "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." From the dust of the virgin ground, God formed a man. His divine hands shaped every contour with exquisite care. When the form was complete, God breathed into its nostrils the very breath of life. The man stood, his eyes opening for the first time to behold a world untouched by decay. God named him Adam, the first of humanity. Yet, in a wedding, something was still needed. God saw Adam's solitude and declared, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." So, as Adam slept, God took one of his ribs and, with divine artistry, fashioned a woman. When Adam awoke, his gaze fell upon her, and a profound joy filled his being. "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh," he exclaimed, recognizing he heard the completion of himself. The woman, Eve, stood by his side, and together they perfectly reflected the image of their Creator. Eden was paradise, its rivers pulsed with life-giving water, its trees offered abundant fruit, and its sky truly serene. But danger lurked within its beauty. A serpent, cunning and malevolent, slithred into the garden, its eyes gleaming with deceit. Each approached Eve, its voice smooth as silk. "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" Eve hesitated, then replied, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.'" The serpent's voice dripped with falsehood. "You will not certainly die," it hissed. "For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be open, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The woman looked at the tree. Its fruit seemed desirable, promising wisdom. She took some at it, handing it to her husband, who was with her. He also ate. In that single moment, paradise was lost. Their eyes were opened not to enlightenment, but to shame. For the first time, they saw their own nakedness and rushed to cover themselves with fig leaves. The air of Eden, once vibrant, grew heavy and foreboding. As evening fell, they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden. Filled with terror, they hid among the trees. "Where are you?" God called out, his voice a mixture of sorrow and authority. Adam's voice trembled as he replied, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid." God asked the next question struck like thunder. Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? Adam. The woman you put it with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it. When God questioned Eve, she too deflected. The serpent deceived me, and I ate. Then came the pronouncements of judgment. Till the serpent, God declared, cursed you above all livestock and all wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. Till Eve, he said, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to your children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. In Torah, he pronounced, cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and till dust you will return. With heavy hearts, Adam and Eve were banished from the garden. Till God the way till the tree of life, God placed Cherubi a flaming sword that flashed back and forth. As they crossed the boundary of Eden into the unknown, their hearts were heavy with loss. The once perfect world now bore the weight of sin, and the echoes of Eden's harmony seemed a distant memory. Yet, in the harshness of their new reality, life persisted. The cursed ground still yielded its fruit. In Time, Adam and Eve welcomed two sons, Cain and Abel. Cain were shaped by the tasks given to them. Cain, the elder, worked the soil, wrestling with the uncooperative ground. His hands grew calloused, his face often shadowed with frustration. Abel, by contrast, was a shepherd, guiding his flocks through open pastures. A quiet peace seemed to dwell within him, as serene as the gentle bleating of his sheep. The time came for both brothers to bring offerings to the Lord. Cain presented some of the fruits of his harvest. Abel, however, brought fat portions